Hello everyone, and this is SeReNiiTYzZ here, and before we begin, look at the perfect synchronization from Harry, the legend, the Gunderdog, and SeReNiiTYzZ right there with the groove jam, and that was a highlight clip in itself. But here today, guys, have squads Royale with the legend, as we just saw there, Harry, and also my Manjaro bro, Mattizype SeReNiiTYzZ, and a squads gameplay with both of these legends, and really excited to bring this one out today, guys. Really nice game from Matt, Harry and myself, and we started off at Risky Reels, and it's a really good squads gameplay, this one. We had 20 kills collectively, all of us together. I think the configuration was 8-6-6. I think Harry was the one with 8, and Matt and I both had 6 kills, so you know, pretty decent game by all accounts. And we decided to go Risky Reels. This was Season 4 gameplay as well. And also we're going to talk about my plans for some videos. Obviously Season 5 just dropped as well. But there is some stuff I just want to finish off from Season 4. And then I'll be posting out some Season 5 content. But yeah, just to sort of say, you know, Season 5, obviously they've changed Anarchy Acres. They've changed Moisty Maya. So a few things to look forward to there, and a few new things to try out. But yeah, overall, we're going to talk about that more when I do a Season 5 video, but really enjoyed this one. As I said, you know, really happy to have this one today with Matt and Harry. It was a really nice win at the time. I was really happy with it, and always like to get the games, you know, the best that I play with my friends onto the channel, because, you know, for sentimental reasons, and yeah, it's just nice to have a game, you know, with two of your, you know, best friends to really, you know, show a good performance. But yeah, so at the start, guys, like I said, we went Risky Reels. Nice start with a kill. Nice to find the white tactical there, and just got lucky with the positioning. At this point here, Harry does really well to buy a lot of time for us to get over to him, and I think he actually knocks a player. He just said that he needed aid, so we sort of came over to help him out, and Matt was there as well, so nice awareness from all of us. And at this point here, just looking to find weapons and just get the material and then start to make a move. But yeah, starting at Risky Reels, guys, so, you know, first stop off the bus, usually it's fairly competitive. I think this may have been around the time when the challenges were at Risky as well, so, you know, it's always going to have a few people going there. And I like the way that we played that, so, you know, it's really nice play, and all the battles are quite open at the beginning, so it was quite exciting to start off there, and I think we all got some action there at the beginning. And at this point here, I think Matt and Harry was saying that they saw, or I think Harry was saying he saw someone run off to this house right here. So we're sort of making moves to sort of see where that guy went. And as you can see, I'm bunny entities in this video. I think Matt has the Sparkle Specialist with wings on, and Harry rocking the, I can't remember what that skin's called, but not Raptor, but the other one, I just can't remember what it's called. I'm sure he'll let me know in the comments, but yeah, that skin. And you know, at this point here, Seagull in the dark in the window is like an luminous light. Just put some shots onto him, and at this point here, some nice plays to get across the house. Obviously, at this point as well, you know, I could have built some better structures there to get in, but by this time, like, Matt and Harry have already ripped him a new one, and this guy's dead, and I'm taking my sweet time to get down here. But as you can see, it's pretty much the only threat that was there. He was knocked, so that's why I was taking my time, just in case there was anyone else. But we reasoned he's a squad player that maybe has his teammates elsewhere, or, you know, went to a different place other than his teammates, which is a common trend in squads, so wasn't too worried about it. So at this point here, guys, just moving on, grabbing the relevant things. White AR, green pump, white tactical, and a blue revolver, so not too bad. And, you know, at this stage in the game, it's alright to have 50 shields. And at this point here as well in Fortnite, I think Matt said it a few times to me as well, but always just, you know, if you don't have good weapons, it's just good to get some material. So I think that's what, as a group, we're looking to do here. And it's a little bit of time now, not too long to wait for more action, but a little bit of time until we see, like, more people. But yeah, whilst we have this short intermission here, guys, we're gathering materials. I might just talk about my plans for next video. So next video, I'm also looking to do out a couple of highlights vids. I've got my second and third episode coming in spite of I guess you could say inspired by my good friend Matt. But yeah, really looking forward to bringing those out. The first highlights video is going to be sort of like, I'm probably going to entitle it improvements, because it's going to be some action from when I first made the switch, early season 4, with some really nice plays from combat to build a pro, and just some of the funny things that happened there. And also my third highlights video might be like, something in way of, I'll have to think of a better title, but like reaching a point of maximum or something like that, like the improvements went into something good, and probably the plays from episode 3 might be more exciting. But yeah, the highlights of episode 2 are pretty cool. Also got some really nice squad wins with all of my friends towards the end of season 4, so I'll be looking to bring those out. And with season 5 coming up, I'm very excited about season 5. I'm just going to talk about it a bit here before we get into some more action in this squads video, but I'm very excited for season 5. I think when I was coming onto the game, initially I was thinking the outfits look a bit boring, but obviously they're being shown the base cost. But I think Ragnarok, for example, at the end when you fully gear him up, just looks fab. And it's interesting to see that Epic have cut down the requirements a little bit to level up the skins, because I did manage to get my Omega with all the colours, but level 80 was a hell of a grind for me, so I think they decided to make it easier for people to level up their stuff that they get from their battle pass. But I definitely think that the Drift and Ragnarok are exciting outfits. They're probably my favourite from the battle pass, the upgradable ones, because I feel both of those upgrades, it turns into something really unique. I feel like the other outfit, Sledgehammer's not bad. I wasn't too impressed with the one that's at level 87. I just think it's a cool outfit, but it's nothing that we haven't already, probably seen in another manner. I didn't think there was much thought going into it. And I think the one that would have been at Zoe's level on season 4 was a bit tame for me as well. But apart from that, I think the upgradable skins are very good and really look like a lot of fun. But also as well, with that being said, there's another challenge skin to acquire, which I think is called Road Trip. And that's going to be interesting to see how it gets that and challenges over the time. Obviously, there's now toys in Fortnite, so that's a bit of a new experience. Maybe there's going to be some challenges with those to get that with the Battle Pass. We'll have to see what happens, but yeah, pretty much looking forward to all that stuff. I just hope that Epic, they are the kind of sort of organisation to bring out a lot of random things, and sometimes that they get forgotten about and stuff. But I hope that they just don't revamp the game so much to the point where it's just so random. For example, like the things in the sky, I can't remember what they're called, like a rift or something. I didn't really feel like that needed to go in there, really. I couldn't really work that one out when that was put in at the time. So a few developments that are a bit strange, but those are my opinions on season 5 thus far, and I've yet to get into it, but really looking forward to acquire some nice games. But at this point here, our team spot another team at the end of the tunnel, and I decide to chase from underneath. As you can see, the zone's coming in as well, so obviously I'm not in the best position here, so at this point here I'm just doing it as more of a scout, and I'm trying to call out to Matt and Harry, who are top side, like how many of them there are, and I've got a good amount of wood to protect myself from incoming shots. And at this point here, I just try to see if I could land a few sneaky ones before deciding to change my tactics and strategy. And I say to Harry, I think Harry was down with me for a moment, I say to him, I'm just going to get up there with Matt, because I'm not going to be able to do anything from here. It's a bit of an awkward situation for me, so I decide to go top side, get the height on them, which is everything in Fortnite. But we use the fact that we're up here, and at this point here, Matt does some really nice work to get that guy weak. I just finished that off for him. And at this point here, just looking to put shots on the remaining of their players, and spot the guy doing the piece here, and that's a nice finish for a second knock there. And at this point here, there's 2 left of their little squad, so at this moment I try to see if they escaped into the tunnel. I think at this point Matt finishes off one of the knocked players. And again, we're just looking for the third and final, because I think Harry or Matt knocked them, or if it was a team of 3, maybe it was a team of 3, but there you go, they're all dead. Start to spectate, leave the game pretty quick, so I don't think they were happy. But at this point here, upgrade my white to a green AR, which is really nice, get a blue tactical out of that as well, which is coming to the front, because it's one of my favourite shotties in this game, alongside the gold heavy. And at this point here, I think we're all looking to move on, and some really nice plays from our group there. at that point as well. I just stacked some bandages on the road, and just a little transition here. But really nice plays from our team. That takes my kill count up to 3 from 1 before that fight. So, you know, some and obviously Matt and Harry getting some action as well. So some nice plays. At this point here, just looking to push past Dusty to get into the zone. But yeah, really good plays from us as a team. It was pretty calm and collected. We were in a good position to challenge that team, and definitely made the most of what we had available. At this point here, I think I think it's Matt gets a little bit shot by this guy just around Dusty here. So I decided to just build and you know, be careful and move with my team as best as I can here. But at this point here, I think Matt and Harry, you know, such good players that they can just charge confidently on this guy, so we decided to push in on him. And he goes somewhere inside Dusty, and you can see the loot trail after they've got the better of him down there into the thing. I don't really think he had a lot, but a nice play from Matt and Harry. That was a really nice bit of play. And at this point here as well, you know, obviously Dusty Devo has now changed a lot in Season 5. It's a bit of a restoration project. It's, you know, got back wildlife, trees, and you know, quite a few things have happened to Dusty actually. And I suppose that kind of makes sense because at the time, you know, as I said with in a past video, you know, a lot of my wins came from Dusty Defo when that was in Fortnite, so I was sad to see it go. And you know, it's interesting that Epic, you know, when they do make these map changes, they sometimes what I think they may do in the future is obviously rebuild a part of the map to the point where you know, it might be changed into something else, and the development of that. And that was interesting to see with the fact that you know, wildlife and more trees started to get you know, planted back into Dusty, and we saw that in the course of Season 4 because those trees, as you can see there, they were not always there. It used to just be a brown bit of you know, dust, but over time, you know, trees started to come back, and now there's a whole forest and a little pond in Dusty to boot. So it is interesting to see that, how over time that shapes, and maybe we'll see a similar trend in other things over the time in Fortnite, you know, with other areas, but it will be very interesting to see that. So that's one aspect that is definitely different now. At this point here, some really good awareness from Harry and myself here, because we spotted team down low. I get some nice shots onto one of them and just decide to take the opportunity to push. And we get a lot of action right now, actually, some really nice plays from us as a team. There were some things that I could have done slightly better in this fight that's coming up, but I will commentate them in due course. At this point here, some nice plays to push up to this guy, always making sure I was well covered there and not using too many materials to do those things. Always like to use some ramps to get closer to the person so that I don't have to sort of, you know, I can get a bit of height, also avoid getting shot right, you know, straight away. And at this point here, we were thinking he might be in the shack, but he wasn't. And at this point, just bucks it down the hill, and the crate's still here. But I'm like, careful guys, because he may be in a bush looking for us to get the crate. So I moved towards the crate and decided to pop it because I think it's worthwhile doing. And gold heavy right there, so it's definitely worth picking up. I say to the lads, if you want to grab that, you can, because you know, I didn't know if Matt or Harry had the best of weapons, so I you know, eased that one out because I had a blue tactical. But nice play from Matt to grab it. That's my other favourite shot in the game. It's such a powerful shotgun, and really has you know, my highlight spree that we're going to see some really nice plays with the gold heavy, in which I've, you know, really done well in certain games by using it, so I'm really looking forward to bringing that out as well. It's a beastly weapon, always do well with it. But at this point here, we have a team somewhere to our you know, somewhere to our north side and also to our south and sort of west as well. So very interesting fight here, and we'll see how it goes down. But as you can see, this team underneath us is quite aggressive and have a whole manner of things thrown out of disposal, rockets and all sorts, and there's, you know, double ramping us and also blowing up our structures. So it's a pretty worrying time. But at this point here, I'm just trying to use the best efficient materials as I can whilst being safe to push these guys. But as you can see, there's a lot of different things going on here, and you do have to be careful not to get shot from behind at the moment, not covered from behind. I decided to rebuild and protect myself from that threat, and just try and keep the pressure on these boys as well, which is difficult because as you can see, they're a pretty organised team, and they're not going to let the fact that we've got the height on them slow their progress down. And at this point here, I think it's Harry goes down, so at this point Matt goes to the revive, which is a very nice play. And just before that happens, Matt does a really big play to knock one of the players. That's a really good play from him. At this point I try to keep the pressure off of them by pushing the team, and at this point I really like the initiative to do that. The only thing this is where I wanted to commentate on improvement was just to keep building as I was making my way towards them, because a ramp above them there would have been a golden time to use that blue tactical and get that a bit more accurate. And I think you know, if I were to play that back I would have fared a lot better in that situation, but then Matt comes to my aid after, you know, being a beast and picking up Harry, kind of doing it all there, and takes out the entire team. So it was a really great play from him. And as you can see, our reward is all this awesome loot, and a few things to sort of commentate on here as we make the approach into the next part of the storm. As you can see, a storm is coming in, and I'm panicking here because I'm like, you know, what do I want, the grenade launcher or the rocket? And at this point here, decide I'm not going to take the rocket. It's already loaded a rocket into it, so I waste a bit of rocket ammo there, and my dilly-dallying cost me 25 health as well, which I will be able to recuperate after using bandages, and also to give Harry some as well. But a few errors there as we were coming in from the storm, but you know, it's okay because we're going to heal up and make with the best of what we have in this next section of the game. So as you can see here guys, just finishing off the heals, the bandages, and you know, making sure that Harry and I get back to health. And at this point here guys, we have a launch pad. We've just come in from the storm as well, so we're making sure that we've got everything sort of established before we make a rash decision on you know, here on how we're going to push. But at this point here, I think Matt's just locating where all the teams are. It gives me some rocket ammo here because I say I've got a grenade launcher, it could be key. And at this point here, I think Harry went to go get some loot in the storm, and I give him some bandages to heal himself up. And yeah, nice play on us here to just hold him this little you know, small little fortress in the water just around Loot Lake before we get in. I say to the guys, you know, let's get in you know, as early as we can with the storm coming in. We don't want to sort of be on the back foot, you know, getting in. And I like how we put the launch pad down. And at this point here, considering the launch pad is now placed, just want to be careful not to attract too much attention, because obviously we don't want to end up getting destroyed. That would be kind of fatal at the moment. So at this point here, some nice play from Harry to block off the sort of lines of sight, you know, of us getting potentially sniped on the way before using the launch pad. But very nice play to use it and to get in onto land. That's some really good play. And at this point here, just we're inside the central of the zone now, but obviously want to make sure that we get onto the high ground, wherever that is in the zone. At this point here, I think Matt unfortunately dropped off for a moment. And at this point here, we just look over, and I think Matt spots a team down his level. So at this moment here, I get over very quickly, try to build a little outpost to have a little look over, and some ambitious grenade launcher shots here. I really like the sort of, you know, thing that I did there to take those shots, but from range they're going to be quite hard to hit. And at this point here, it's better to sort of go and have a little base up, and kind of using all of my resources on that. But I think I just want to try and end the battle quickly if I could catch one of them. And at this point here, decide to push up, and I think it's at this point here that Matt goes down actually, so Harry will have to revive him. So at this point here, it's important for me that I you know, play as defensively as I can, but whilst being aggressive, so that this team behind us, and I'm not sure how they got there without shooting us in the first place, might have come around from a different angle into the zone. But just have to make sure I play very defensive against them, because they're at least a team of 2 or 3. So at this point here, just been, you know, taking care of that. And the other team that we're looking for is behind us. You know, from the direction of just beyond tilted from the valleys. So you know, as well as that, as you can see, they're starting to shoot the other team with me as well. Luckily, I had a big willow tree covering me. But at this point here, really critical knock, really good to knock this team in front of us, because what I didn't want for us to happen to us as a team is for us to be stuck in the middle of it, you know, between both sets of enemies. So we had to finish off, and some really nice couple of kills from me there to finish that off, to put me on 5. That was a really nice bit of play. You know, really good individual effort there, you know, with the help of Matt and Harry, you know, looking on, but some really nice plays. Get rewarded with a gold scar, and I think I do get some more rockets from my grenade launcher in a moment as well. But this moment here was going to leave it behind, because thought there was no rocket ammo left. But luckily here, as the storm's shortly due to come in, I find all the necessary resources that I'm going to need. And At this point here, grab everything that's going to be of use, and just look to get in with the boys to finish off this Royale. And feeling pretty confident now with the grenade launcher in play. It's always nice to have it in the final section of the game, because you always think that you're onto a good thing when you have the, especially when I have it. I'm pretty good, can't fail to be really. It's a beast of a weapon, but I am pretty good at a grenade launcher, so I felt pretty happy with the fact that it was in my possession. At this point here, I'm just taking care to get into the zone, because it's a bit of an awkward way for me to come back in to our old structures. And at this point here, I'm just taking care to get in to get into the zone, but also to make sure that I'm well protected as I'm doing that. And immediately we see the team across from us, and it's an aggressive team actually. Quite a decent team, and I think it's 7 players there, or I can't see if there's 6 or if it's a 3-on-3, but they were quite an aggressive team, and they do end up knocking a couple of our players, who we'll see who it will be in a minute. But at this point here, some really nice plays from me. I managed to knock the guy's structure underneath him, and before I was doing that, I was trying to get the grenade launcher off by building my structures, and I think Matt was going to snipe one of them, so kind of accidentally block him off. I didn't sort of mean to do that at the time of the gameplay, but I just wanted to make sure that my grenade launchers would play a factor. And unfortunately for me, I get knocked very unfortunately there, but luckily before I fall to my demise, I am able to knock one of them. And at this point here, I think Matt tries to help Harry as much as he can, but he gets knocked as well. But I think at this point Harry manages to knock another one of their players, so we did well to sort of come onto that, to be able to, Harry making some really big plays. And at this point I think it's 2 left to finish off, and at this point here it's Harry that, the legend. We saw my first duos win with the legend in my recent video. But yeah, there you go, he does the business. I think it was Harry with the 8 kills actually, and Matt and I both had 6, and the groove jam from Harry to finish it off for a very nice Royale win with the boys, and legends that they are. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. It was a really nice one from Matt, Harry and myself. I really hope you guys enjoyed. It was a 20 kill squads game combined, so a decent game. Just towards the end of season 4, wanted to bring it out because it was a really nice win playing with my very good friends at my Manjaro Bro SeReNiiTYzZ, but also the legend The Gunderdog, Harry. Really hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was SeReNiiTYzZ, guys, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for tuning in. Bye, guys.